ma'am.
So nice to see you here on my screen, Ma'am Promila. So I'm sure it's going to be very insightful session. I was
Yeah,
too eager to connect with you the moment I got to know that you are a teacher, a retired teacher. So I'm sure
right.
you are going to share very, quality and extensive experience you had as a teacher with me and
Yeah,
with the audience as well.
yeah.
So welcome to my channel.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And I am also like feeling very elated because yesterday I felt very sad because of my mistake. I
No, no, no.
couldn't.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah,
a mistake. Sometimes, some because of the communication gap, things go this way. You are not an exception. It happens a number of time on this journey.
yeah.
Yes. So, before we dive into the session, please let everybody know a bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So I am Pramila Jain and I am from MP. I have done my master's in sociology and Hindi literature, and I served my Vidyalaya at least 25 years.
Hmm.
And in 2021, I took VRS.
Oh,
And now, like last 3 4 years, I am enjoying my retired life. So I used to consume so many YouTube content, and nowadays, like I was watching your videos, so I am very much fascinated about you, especially your wheels, learning on wheels. So
English on wheels.
yeah, English. So that's why I thought let's do some productive and connect with ma'am. So I just send you an email, and you just accepted. So yeah, I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, yeah. I extend my heartiest thanks to you, madam, for providing me the golden opportunity to connect with you.
You
So
have
I'm
said so much of the good stuff. Actually, it wasn't desired at all. I'm so delighted that you liked my that series of English on Wheels. Yes.
yeah,
For the last more than 2 years, I have been working on my communication skills, or you may say English language, to make it better, to converse in
yeah,
a better way to the people around. But because of my schedule, because I have always been busy, I don't know why, but yeah, I always stay busy. I keep myself busy. And whenever I'm moving, I'm commuting, then one fine day I thought this is a productive time. I can utilize this time in a productive way. And why not to share my experiences with the viewers as well?
yes. So yeah, that's why I thought if ma'am is doing so, why I can't? So I also thought something to do. Let's sit idled away at home. So do some productive. So yeah, nowadays I am like I joined one group, English group, like Neha ma'am and Sunita ma'am's English conversation group.
Hmm.
So yeah, thought let's connected with people. So this way, I also want to enhance my communication skill because my like medium was Hindi in my like masters and everything, and I was very passionate about this language from my childhood. I want to be a like fluent speaker. So that time I was busy in my job and. Like I raised my child as a single parent, so I had faced so many challenges in my life. So
Hmm.
that time I was not able to focus on this language, but now I am free, so I thought just
Hmm.
enhance
Yeah.
our language. Nowadays it's like a global language, and it
Hmm.
is very required if you want to excel in your career after retirement also, because age is just a number, ma'am. So and we teachers used to do something productive every time. If we don't do, then we feel, oh, today is like nothing, our life is useless if we are not doing something productive. So yeah, and I'm feeling very proud. My son is in settled in USA. He is working there, and now I am alone, so I am totally free. So just I'm enjoying your sessions and some like Manju Mishra madam's sessions. So yeah, nowadays I am spending my time like on a YouTube. I listen some English podcast, listen some motivational speakers and conversational videos. So yeah, and I'm enjoying. I'm feeling very glad. Oh, why I didn't
Started
think.
earlier.
So yeah.
So that
So
way, Pramila ma'am, your story so far, journey so far, I must say, not the story. It has been
yeah,
so inspiring that to raise a child, being a single mom, single parent, in
yeah,
itself, it is very hard. And
right.
now your child is settled in USA, so one can imagine that how much effort you have put in raising your child and making all things happen. Because to send your child to US for study or whatever reason he is there, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not an easy task.
Absolutely.
Yes. And after retirement, like you took premature retirement, first of all, I would like to know what was the reason behind taking this premature retirement? Like you use this term it when you were in the government school. Because
Yeah,
in,
I were in
yes.
the government, but due to COVID in 2020, due to COVID, my physical health was not like good. So I was not able to do something like outside my job. I feel like I felt very weak in that time. So I decided, my son also told you struggle hard and now you take rest and enjoy your life. After that, if you feel, then you can do something whatever you want. So that's why I took VRS in 2021.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We will talk about your post-retirement phase as well. Already you have shared a lot that you are doing so much productive things at the moment. You are engaged on so many platforms, and you have already shared it with us that this desire to converse in this language had always been there, and now you're working on your communication skills or you're honing your this English language. But before that, I would like you to go back in your like teaching phase when you started your career as a teacher. Was there any specific reason or teaching came just your it came just your way?
Yeah, it just came my way because it was my childhood dream. I used
Hmm.
to say all my parents from my childhood, I want to be a teacher. One day I will be a successful teacher, like that. So it was my childhood passion. And by the blessings of God, I got the job in government school. So I served my Vidyalaya 25, 26 years. And
Hmm.
after that, I told you like due to COVID and my physical health was not good. So I took VRS in 21.
You did your master's in Hindi and sociology, right?
Yeah, right.
But in the school, because you have been teaching in a primary school, so far as my information regarding primary schools is concerned, there are not subject teachers. Like, at least if I go back to my days, one teacher is supposed to teach all the subjects. Was that in your
Right.
case as well?
Yes, yes, you are absolutely correct. In primary, there is no specific subject. We have to teach all the subjects. So I used to teach all the subjects.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And because primary school mean teaching to a very tender aged students, very
yeah,
young students. And it's we do understand it's very difficult to handle the kids at home,
yeah.
even for the parents. And as a teacher, what was the kind of experience any specific moment you want to share with us while handling to your students? Was it
Yeah.
easier? Was it easier experience for you?
You can't say easier because every child is unique, you know. So we have to handle, we can't apply one strategy with all the students. So we have to identify their attributes and their feelings and their family backgrounds, you know, and the ambience in which they grew up. So for me it was not easy, but one thing I would like to tell you, I enjoy, especially to teach small kids. Whenever I surrounded by small kids, I forget all the worries and tension and everything. I love to teach them. I love to teach them. And just I apply only one thing, handle them with love and care. And love is the language everybody can understand, So
Hmm.
I tell them with like love and care, and I am very, I can say, I have a great patience, and for teaching, patience is too much,
Patience is very important.
very important. If you have patience, then you can handle easily. If you don't have patience, you can't handle each and every student with great care and love. So patience is my my forte, I can say.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. But
Mm.
Pramila, madam, in your this journey of 20 years plus, 22, 23 years, you might have definitely come across some challenging situation in
Yeah,
your career as well. How
definitely.
did you
When,
handle that challenge? And what kind of
yeah.
challenge you face?
Yeah, first challenge is I completed my whole education from Hindi medium. So I started learning alphabets in class 6th when I was in class 6th. Only alphabets ABCD in class 6th.
Yeah.
So you can how struggle I faced in my journey, teaching journey. But I am the person I am a self-driven person, and I am very diligent and devoted and dedicated person. So challenge I face is it's a thing. I can hug all the challenges, and when we hug everyone, then everything is easy
Hmm.
for us because our love and affection and all things involved. So our mind, body, and soul, when we hug someone, then all three things with us. So when mind, body, and soul, everything is with us, then we can do everything, whatever it is. There is no challenges, no obstacles. Yeah. So I am that type of person.
So that is reflecting from your body language as well, that you are very, your mindset is very much positive.
Yeah.
And the three Ds you have just shared, like very diligent, devoted, dedicated. I think everyone should follow these three Ds, principle of these three Ds, to
Yeah.
be successful in the life, whether at the personal end or at the professional end.
Right, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Though already you have made this thing very much clear that what is the secret behind your success being a teacher or as a person in life. But I want to listen it once again that what is that one quality that makes a teacher very effective?
Yeah. So, to become an effective teacher, the one most important quality is dedication.
Hmm.
Suppose you are teaching class 1 students, and I am a teacher. I have done my master. So that time, I never feel I am like a master, post graduated, and he is a class 1 student. I go to that level, and I feel like I am also a student of class 1. I don't know anything. I am all the level of the students, and then I started teaching. So I never feel like I am lagging behind anything, only except English, spoken English. I taught English also, but speak English as a language is totally different, and teach English as a subject, both are totally different. So in that field I lagging behind, and nowadays I am working on that, and I have full confidence I will be fluent in no time. So yeah, if your blessings with me, then I will definitely, yeah, reach my goal. Yeah.
Just now you shared, and I also resonate myself. We both are on the same page. That
Yeah.
we people started learning English when we were in the sixth standard. My education
Yeah.
has also been from a government school. And in the
Okay.
government schools, like we started learning English, like you also shared it when you were there, you reached at the sixth standard. You have been teaching in a primary school, like first to fifth class, but at the same time, you're saying you were teaching, you taught them English as well. In the government school, like when you were teaching over there, was English being taught as a subject also?
No, not every subject. Only English is a one subject, and other subjects are in Hindi.
Mm-hmm. So English was
Uh,
there as one of the subjects, you mean?
yeah, one.
But
But
you
in
as a student didn't study this subject when you were in your primary level, you passed through your primary level.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Okay, that's great. And Pramila ma'am, like now you are working on your communication skills and putting in lots of efforts to speak well by joining different platforms or having these kinds of conversations with people at random. If you get the opportunity, like if you could go back, right? What thing you would like to change differently as a teacher?
yeah. As a teacher, I want to change like when we teach English. So the teacher should also be fluent in English. Then their students will be like that.
Hmm.
I feel like that. So nowadays, if you talk about convent school, in convent school also, because my son completed his 12th class from first to 12th in from convent. But in convent school also, teacher used to speak in Hindi even when they're teaching English. You know, so
That's
that
bad.
time, okay, English you want to become fluent, so from childhood, from class 1, you have to speak in English. It doesn't matter students are like getting your whatever you are imparting them. It doesn't matter, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 weeks, 2 week, okay, after all they will automatically from your body language they will be able to understand.
Hmm.
I felt like that.
It's true, really true, because a child who has not been to any school, like a baby, a toddler, he starts listening to the parents or the people around and start catching up those words. That
Right.
child is not going to any school. So it means we learn the language when we listen to someone.
Exactly, that was my point. Yeah, because in our home also when a child born and he started speaking like first of all mama papa like that, and after that he started speaking small words, 2 letter words, 3 letter words, and after some time like 1 year he started speaking broken sentences,
Hmm.
and after that automatically by listening all the family members,
Hmm.
he is able to understand and able to speak also. So same thing happened with spoken English also. But in my family also I like don't have that type of ambience. Everybody speaks English at home. Only my father used to speak in English because he was in central government job. So his English was very like he was a fluent speaker. So I always motivated from him, and he always told me, yeah, you will be, but keep patience, because overnight nothing happens. You have to
Hmm.
keep patience, and slowly and gradually when you try, when you speak, then automatically you will be fluent, don't worry. So
Hmm.
yeah, I felt like that, and I want to learn because always there is a room for improvement, so yeah, every day is like a challenging day for you if you want to do something productive. So I am ready to take challenge in this age also.
Age is just a
So
number.
yeah, age is just
Mhm.
I am totally
So
like,
I always take it that way. Like you are learning, I'm also always try to do so many things like which keeps you growing, which keep you, in motion. That is very important. And I think in our cases, we can very proudly say age is just a number. And at the same time, when we look around, even the youngsters who always remain, they stay as you can say couch potatoes, always focused on the TV screen or not the TV screen, on the screen of their mobile phones. They are binge watching these Netflix series, etc. And at the same time, munching a lot of the stuff. I don't think they are leading a productive life or a quality life. So, though
no.
they are in their teens or at the peak of their age, I still feel that we are much better than them because we are always keen to learn new things, and it is the need of the hour as well. And Pramila madam, at the same time, I do feel the way you are leading your life, like after retirement, though that lust had always been there, that desire was already there, that you want to someday, you want to work on your language. Initially, you are busy with the students in school and your kid at home. And I do understand that we moms, we ladies, we always keep our choices at the back seat. We never
Right.
prioritize our choices. And now this is the time you are working on your choices. This is really good and inspiring thing. You did your master's in Hindi language. Of course, when you chose Hindi, there certainly should be at the back of your mind your love or your passion for this language. Now, when you are learning English, you understand how important it is at the in the current scenario. The world is competing. Everybody is competing with each other, and if we are to uh, make the students ready at global level, or we also like your son is now at the moment in US, and you might be planning, or might be you have been to US, and we understand this language comes our way as a barrier, so that way it becomes very important for us to learn this language. You have been a teacher, and I have experienced this thing in my teaching life as well, that when you talk about this language, the persons of other language, you can say those who speak the regional languages, or the teachers who are from specifically from that language subject, like they get offended sometimes, which I don't appreciate. What is your take on it? Why do they do it? What is could be the feeling when they get offended? They start opposing that you are working on your this English language. They don't like it. I'm not generalizing it, but I have come across these kinds of stances a number of times in my life.
Because
Did you face that also?
yeah, no, I didn't face, because I told you I am a like self-driven person. I am ready to do everything. If I want something, then I can do anything.
No,
Like
it's not.
I'm
It's sorry, I'm interrupting you. It's not about you. Like whenever you might be talking a year back or 2 years back when you were a teacher, I am sure at that time, even as a teacher, you might be trying to converse in this language with your colleagues at least. You might
yeah,
have tried.
right, right.
So, were they always positive towards this initiative, or a number of time you felt that they don't feel like, or they were not comfortable with it?
Yeah. So like all are not same. As I told you earlier, also so some teachers like support me, and they also like follow me, and some are, oh, ये तो आजकल जरा ज्यादा ही
Mm.
talking on the air like that. So but I feel like if we want to do something, they just forget about all the people, just focus on the our goal, and whatever other people are saying, it's their matter, it's none of our business. We have to focus on our career and try to hit the goal. That is
Mm.
my take on anything, not only this AI. Because when I
Language learning.
raised kid as a single mother, many like my colleagues also told me, why you are sending US, and you are like single parent, how you will live alone and like that. So I always used to say like, I have my family, my parents, my sisters, brothers, everything, but as a single parent, it's my topmost priority to send my child if he wants. I am not like forcing to go there, but if he wants, then I will definitely see. If he doesn't want, then I will not, like that. So if he wants, he said, Mom, send me. I want to study abroad. So he has completed his master's from USA itself, and after that he is working there. So I said, if you want, you can. Don't
Mm.
worry about me. He said, what for you? Like, what will you do? And I said, okay, God is there. for everyone, you know. So whatever in my destiny God decided, it will be. I'm not a like very coward person, you know. I am very strong, and strong willpower I have, so I can face each and everything. Yeah, so and I have the potential like that. So I can. Only English is my spoken English is my weakness, so I am working on that. Because every year I used to go you visit my son's place 6 months,
Okay.
because we can't take more than 6 months there. So
Hmm.
6 months I stay there, and 6 months in India. So I thought, like last year in December, 14 December, I became grandma. So I thought when my granddaughter start speaking, then first I will speak with her in English. My
Hmm.
dream is nowadays. So I want to be fluent, you know, because she is in a USA. So I have to manage the level.
Now
So
your grandchildren, they are giving you the competition and you are giving them the competition.
that's why I am making myself ready to face the
Yeah.
yeah.
Really great, great, great. Highly motivational. I loved like listening every single word which is coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Mm. So I was already, things are clear, crystal clear to me without asking. You have shared so much of the stuff with us. But normally what happens is, Pramila ma'am, like you took premature retirement, but normally what happens is people when in job, they stay very active. Of course, they are engaged in number of things. They stay busy because they are having a fixed number of hours and they are divided for their work and for the family. But there is a chunk of people, again, I'm not generalizing it, that after retirement, some people they don't plan that what to do after retirement and they don't lead a quality time once they get retired. One piece of advice for them, though any person whosoever must be going through this video, everything is very much clear to them. But in spite of it, in your own words, like if somebody is going to retire after 6 months or 2 years or after 3 years or 5 years, maybe the person is in the 20s or 30s, but someday the person has to retire. One beautiful piece of advice you want to give to them so that when once they get retired they shouldn't be sad, shouldn't be lonely, because it is a law of nature. The children, these of children of this generation, they are highly and they want to see the world. In simple terms, they are not going to stay with you whether you are living in a town, in a village, or in a small city, even in metro city, except living behind Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Bombay. I can't consider them, but otherwise children, they prefer to fly away. So at that time, being alone, and moreover we are living in nuclear families these days, and at that time that phase is, I think, becomes very crucial for the parents when their children are not staying with them. And moreover now they are retired and their active life, like their social circle, is to some extent they're too bit cut off, except few who are still they are interested to continue with that circle. Any piece of advice for them so that they should be ready for that phase or the challenges
Yeah.
they might face in the times to come?
Yeah. So, well, for like all the person who are going to retire and they are already retired, my most like humble request, I can say like request, because never feel like never stop learning, first of all, because learning is a lifelong process. And we, as a teacher, we know what is the importance of learning. So always keep a small child inside you, so it motivates you every time to learn something, right? Because when we stop learning, it means life is finished.
Hmm.
So don't think like we are retired, there is no need to learn anything and nothing is left to learn. No, it's not like that. Even at the last breath, you have to learn something. Detach ourselves with everyone. We are going far away, you know. So we have to understand these things. because sometimes people, when they uh, got retirement, they feel like, oh, now life is finished, nothing to do, we are going to be old like that. No, 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 nothing is like that, you know. Nothing is like finished. When we start learning, then everything again start. Like
Hmm.
nowadays I'm feeling as a student, you know, every day I'm like learning. When I used to like the and a and when I watch your videos and other YouTubers videos, so every day in my diary I note down, oh, I have to use this, I made this mistake, next time I will be not like that. So, and never feel like always connect with the people. Don't caught up yourself in a four walls.
Hmm.
Always connect the people, with your family, with your friends, and NGOs, whatever your passion, according to your situation, your ambience. I don't know. Everybody's family background and all the things is different. So according to their passion, we should always connect with the people. If we live alone, caught up ourselves in the four walls of the home, then our life like finish.
Hmm.
Because when we connect, then we have the like inside our like a fire is there. So if we will not connect to anyone, then the fire is like slowly and gradually it will stop. But we, if we connect with all the people, friends, family, NGOs, so many people in society also, so we are trying, we are able to ignite the fire again in this age also. And that type of zeal is required for learning each and everything, whatever is your passion. I'm not talking about learning English. Whatever according to your passion, you have to go for that. Don't stop learning. That is the most important advice I want to give you, each and everyone. In that age also, if you watch YouTube videos, so many like old ladies, they are running their YouTube channel recipes. They are not so much fluent in English and they are not so educated. They are running their cooking recipes, uploading and teaching. So
Hmm.
in this way, they are making their life productive and they feel very confident. Oh, in this age, I am also doing something good. And when we feel like that, na, though a different type of energy and vibes we feel inside our body. And that keep us every day energetic, right? So yeah, this is my advice. And always like for teachers also, they are teaching, so always treat the students like you are also a student, and treat with passion and patience. Patience and passion, two most things to handle them. And students, like, they have to also respect their teachers, because when you respect, then you are able to learn. If you don't respect, you don't feel like we have to learn something from the teachers. So always respect your elders, parents, teachers, because nowadays we are observing in the society, because of this digital world, and we are so much connected with this advanced technology, and we are forgetting our ethics and values and morals. We always talk our children learn this language, French, Italian, everything, do this and do so many fields nowadays are like open for them, and we always motivated them learn, but we never talk with them like sit with me and I will teach a moral lesson to you. And it is very much required, because I never force my child for anything. He automatically learned everything, because he always focused me what my mom is doing. So when they observe like actions speak louder than words.
Hmm.
So I proved that, because I didn't have more time, that I was busy in my job and so many stuff. I can't share with you. When I personally talk with you, then I will definitely. But the only thing is, I did always right things. I never cheat you. I never feel like lazy in my life. And these things impact a lot on my son. He automatically grab everything by observing me.
Hmm.
So I felt like
Pramila ma'am, when you were narrating this whole stuff with me, at that very moment, I could hear your unspoken words as well. Because everything is radiating from your face. So much is at the back that I could hear. I could
right,
understand that. And I'm damn sure that our audience will definitely feel the same way, exactly the way I felt at this very moment. You are a lady with zeal, passion, dedication, devotion. Everything is there. You are a complete package in yourself. So I
right,
think this whole session, like everybody should, like it's all up to the persons that how much they want to take out of this insight. You have just shared your experiences. It's again, I'm repeating, it's a complete package. I think nothing is left. Even those who could have that mindset, they can listen to your unspoken words, that what is there still there which is still unsaid. And I do feel, I resonate myself with you that whatever you have done in your life, there is still so much undone. It's all up to you. Retirement is just a phase, age is just a number. It's all something there in the mindset. And I think because our question was regarding